Jackass fans rejoice. Bam Margera has finally been confirmed for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. So this has been a pretty crazy one, man, just because there were so many conflicting, articles and information that was coming out about whether Bam was going to be included into the Tony Hawk games, because it was stated that he wasn't going to be included. They were going to exclude him out of it. And then it became a thing where Tony Hawk had stated himself that no, he's going to be put in the game. He went to Activision and told them that he wants to be included. And then it was stated again that there's a potential that it might not happen. Now, finally, we got some information, and it looks like he is going to be in the game. And I, for one, am actually really happy to hear that news. So, there's a little video we'll play right now in a second. I'm just going to go over the article first, kind of give my thoughts and everything like that. And then we'll just check out the video right afterwards. So, after months of rumors and speculation, former Jackass star Bam Margera has finally been confirmed to be a part of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 roster. From the moment it was first rumored that Activision and Xbox were finally getting ready to announce the long awaited Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, long term fans had one big question: would Bam Margera be making it into the roster? The first remastered collection scrubbed him from existence due to the troubled actions over the past decade, leaving a lot of us wondering what might happen. And yeah, that was one of the crazy things, was the fact that, because of the legal actions he went through and everything like that, they decided to kind of scrub him. And yeah, I felt like it was a little bit kind of weird in the sense that, you know what I mean, because of stuff that happened in his personal life, they weren't going to include him, especially considering the fact that, if they're going to be doing remakes and everything like that, you do want to include everything that was in the original to kind of get the fans and players to kind of be able to really get that nostalgic feeling of the original game. Obviously, you don't have to do it, you know what I mean? They can go in their own direction if they wanted to do that. But I feel like someone as fundamental as Bam, especially being included in, like, not just with the Jackass crew, but with Tony Hawk himself, be excluding him from the game was just, it was a really weird decision, and it was something that I feel like a lot of fans felt like wasn't the right direction that they should have taken it in. So, especially considering that, Tony Hawk himself had to come out and kind of give the, like, put his foot down, kind of a thing, to kind of let them know, like, no, he's going to be included in this. It says a lot when it comes down to that decision making. So Bam's inclusion has been a massive talking point over the past few months. Yeah, no kidding. With rumors suggesting that Tony Hawk himself demanded that Activision put him into the game. Something that Bam seemed unsure of when asked about it recently. It seems he was just playing coy, though, as it's finally been officially confirmed to be true. And yeah, obviously, with the last video I did in regards to this subject, yeah, there was the video with him talking with TMZ and kind of discussing what was going on in that regard. And I honestly feel like he probably wasn't sure. Like, it states here that he was playing coy, but I feel like there's probably a big chance that he was even still a little bit out of the loop, because they're probably having to make decisions and discuss it behind the scenes, kind of a thing. And so eventually he was like, all right, cool, we're good to go. So Bam is back as a secret skater in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. No gameplay makes him seem like a late addition. And so yeah. So earlier today, the official Tony Hawk's Pro Skater accounts shared a behind the scenes video that confirmed once and for all that Bam is going to be a part of the game as a secret skater. The video shows Bam being motion captured for the remake and has him talking about his experience with the series. For whatever reason, we don't actually get to see any gameplay footage of Bam skating around, which supports the rumors that he's a very late addition to the game that only happened because Tony Hawk specifically requested it. That would also explain why Bam himself seemed to be unsure whether he'd be in the game due to missing the deadline. And that, like I said with the last video that I did in regards to this, where he's talking to TMZ, like, that's where I kind of feel more in the sense that, like, he probably didn't even know until the very last minute, especially, with them deciding to put him through as like a secret skater. So I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those things, like, you have to kind of, you have to either beat the game in a certain amount of time, or like find all of these different things that you have to collect or something like that, in that regard, where it's like you have to unlock him in that sense. So it is a little bit of a weird one, especially, like I said, because of the fact that he was included into the original game. And if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't one of those things where you had to unlock him. He was just one of the roster characters. So the fact that they're changing it up in that regard makes it seem like he was something that, like they said, obviously was a late addition, but even he wasn't too sure about. So I don't necessarily think he was playing coy or anything like that. When it came down to talking to TMZ, he was probably still trying to figure it out in regards to what was actually going to happen. So note the lack of gameplay is also something that's been spotted by fans, as the comment section under YouTube video is full of jokes about Bam only just making it. And yeah, because obviously from what it's stated, and one of the things that happened when Tony Hawk was telling Activision that they're gonna put Bam in was the fact that they were trying to come back at him like, hey, it might be a little bit too late. We're a little bit too far in development. And Tony Hawk was like, no, that doesn't matter. Like, you guys are still gonna include him. If you know what I mean, if you have to take a little bit longer for this game to get made and everything like that, that's gonna be what's gonna happen, because we're gonna include him into the game. And I'm kind of curious as well if it would have been one of those things that, say, if they did put him like even a little bit later, if it would be one of those situations where they would either delay the game, or if they would have just had it so that it would eventually come with, he would be included as like a DLC or something that can add to the game a little bit later on, so that he is going to be a playable character. So Bam being a secret skater instead of a returning one like most of the other pro skaters mainstays also furthers the idea that Activision wasn't initially planning on including him. Still, even if that is the case, it seems like it was all worked out in time for the game's launch next month, and as you can probably tell from the video, no one seems happier about it than Bam himself. And yeah, that is pretty cool, because yeah, especially seeing the way that Bam's been as of recently, you know what I mean? From especially from what a lot of people have made comments on and everything in regards to the other videos I did, they were saying that it is nice to see Bam, like, he does look sober and he does look like he's kind of in a better mood. And especially the video where he's talking to TMZ, it looks like he is doing a lot better, which is really cool to hear, to see. And you know what I mean? Hopefully wishing the best for him and everything like that in regards to things going on in his personal life. So that's awesome. So we're going to go ahead and check out this video, and then we'll wrap it up after that.
I'm Bam Margera from Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I've been skating for 39 years. The second Tony Hawk game, I was so obsessed with playing the game that I was missing flights over it. You're gonna miss another flight. I'm like, shut up, I'm gonna win. Finally, after missing 6 flights, I'm like, I gotta put this thing away, because this game is just too much fun. Because most sports games is hitting a ball back and forth until the ball gets past you. This game, you could grind the house, you could grind up that pole, you could go down a handrail, you could do endless amount.
And I mean, if this is the gameplay for what's to come itself, I'm getting pretty excited to see this, because like I stated, I did play the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I do have a copy of that. I did buy that when it came out. So seeing that this is gonna be what it's looking like for the next game, I'm getting pretty hyped. I'm getting pretty excited about it.
And everybody from grandpa to a young kid can love this game. I'm gonna have to let myself play video games again, because this one will be well worth it. If I start missing flights again, I know where to put it.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, available July 11, 2025. So yeah, man, I mean, that's cool news, man. And it's cool to see him kind of how he's pretty stoked about it. So hopefully it is going to be one of those things where it is, enjoyable to everyone that has played the original games and everything like that, and it will kind of bring that nostalgic feeling of being able to have Bam back. So yeah, I think it's awesome that they finally decided to go with him, especially, like I've stated many times, because of the fact that he was included in the original games. It really is awesome of Tony Hawk to make sure that he can do what he can for his friend. So yeah, good on Tony Hawk, and good for Bam Margera, man. Good shit. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you guys pretty happy to see that Bam's going to be coming back? I know I'm pretty happy about it. I don't know if some of my older videos and everything where I discuss it, if it made it seem like I didn't care, or I was kind of against him coming. But personally, I am really happy to see this news, because like I said, I used to be someone that loved, watching shows like Jackass, and I used to like watching Viva La Bam and everything like that. So seeing that he's going to be included, and you know what I mean, he seems pretty in good spirits in regards to him being included, and I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool to see. So if you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments on this, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.